Roberta Ruers with Broadcast APA, and we are joined today with Jonathan Netler, the relatively new managing editor of Planetizen. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
Jonathan, you are relatively new to the managing editor position, about 3 months. What do you see coming down the pike for the publication?
Well, it's a good question. I'm still in a bit of an adjustment period, getting my feet under me. I think primarily, I see myself, one, as a caretaker, making sure that, Planetizen continues to serve the planning and development community to the level that it has for going on 12 years now, which I think it's quite the accomplishment for a website. To be able to present a variety of voices from across the spectrum, from mainstream to often overlooked, to continue to be, one of the top resources for news and trends and information, while also providing publications and educational materials. So basically keeping the core mission while hopefully trying to reach maybe some more diverse audiences as urbanization and city life continues to grow in popularity. I think that we're well positioned as a site that can be an entry point to people that are just becoming interested in urban issues, while continuing to serve those that are in different stages of their professional careers.
And we know reporting on urban development, design, different sort of things is not an easy task. What are some of the challenges that you see about reporting on such subject matters?
Well, obviously there's the 24-hour news cycle, which I think presents a number of challenges in terms of staying on top of stories, being timely. Certainly there's there's an expanding number of voices that are talking about urban planning. So I think, one of the things that's important for us is, as I said before, being dedicated to presenting a number of voices is trying to stay on top of who's out there speaking and who's worth listening to. And that's, it's not just New York Times and the papers of record that are nationwide, which of course will continue to cover, but in a lot of ways, I think people that are within the profession are leading the way on stories. So I think it's important, to be able to keep track of and continue to grow the amount, the different people that we're keeping an eye on, and certainly we have contributors that help us, that bring stories to our attention. So it's not just us; it's our audience and our readers who are alerting us to things that we may have overlooked. So they're a big part of the process as well.
Okay, what's coming down the pike? What can any of our listeners or watchers see? What are they going to see with Planetizen in the next 6 months to the year?
Well, one of the exciting things that we've launched recently at the end of last year is a revitalized courses section to the site. So, as I'm sure we have a foundation in reporting news, which is the reason why I think a lot of people get entree to the site. We also publish. We have original content in op-ed, and now we're expanding our course offerings, and they're about hour-long courses, each of them. They're fairly reasonably priced, and they vary on subjects such as technical tools like Photoshop for planners, Illustrator for planners, we have an ethics course that you get CM credits for.
That's important.
Yeah, of course. And we're really pushing this year to expand that. I think by the end of the year, we're aiming for 50 courses that we'll have online. We have professionals from across the country who are delivering these courses. I think it's a great way for our readers to be able to learn new topics, expand their knowledge base relatively easily. You can watch them on a mobile phone. Also, really exciting news is that we're going to be relaunching the site coming up, I think, towards the end of the spring this year.
Okay.
There's going to be a number of new exciting features, and I think for those people that are increasingly accessing the website through mobile resources, it's going to deliver. It's going to be deliver great formats for them, and also continue to make it easy to reach by a desktop computer.
So basically, from now until then, you're not sleeping between monitoring the 24-hour news cycle and then all of the stuff you have coming down the pike.
Luckily, I have a lot of help from web developers that we're working with, and but I get to take a break and come to fun conferences like this and cover the news while I'm also reporting the news.
So doing dual duty while you're at the APA National Planning Conference.
Yeah,
okay.
It's fun though. It's exciting, so I'm happy to do it.
Good. Now, interesting, you've worked as a planner in the planning profession, so this is a little bit of a change, taking it from more of the reporting side. What do you think? Challenges, excitement, motivations behind changing?
Absolutely exciting. Very fortunate to be in the position to be a steward for the website. Personally, my graduate degree was I went in an architecture program, though it was architectural history and criticism and theory. So, and then I went into practice with an architectural firm, but one that was rooted in planning and did a lot of worked in a wide variety of areas of the planning profession. So, but always working on communicating ideas and stories. So, writing was a big part of what I did. So, I've always kind of been a writer and kept up that side of my professional experience, but also communicating through graphics and presentations. But it's fun for me to come back now at this stage in my career and gotten some practical experience to come back to the criticism world in which I was originally educated, and to get to learn a little bit more about what it means to do journalism and be a journalist. But it's a really exciting intersection of journalism, technology, planning. And I'm happy to be able to put those pieces together. And I was lucky enough throughout my professional career to be able to, or my practicing career, to be able to work in a lot of different areas, sectors of practice: historic preservation, TOD, infill, design guidelines, lots of different things. So this is really an ideal place for me to continue to stay informed in all of those different areas, and to have a platform to reach a lot of people, to meet a lot of people, and really keep in touch with those areas that I'm interested in.
And by the slight chance they don't know the website, it is?
planetizen.com.
And Twitter handle?
I think it's at planetizen.
Okay. Anything else we want to give a heads up to people that they can look forward to?
I think we'll be having a feature that'll be launching soon. Not sure when this will air, about top websites. Every couple months we have regular annual Planetizen features. So, if you're not checking every day, certainly come back every so often and see what fun topics we're covering. And we're expanding our blogger offerings. We've just added Sam Howell Kaplan to our blogger role, who's a former architecture critic for the Los Angeles Times and a great voice. And for those who are interested in doing some writing for us, we're happy to have the door open and listen to pitches and involve our readers in helping to reach their peers.
And one of the things I thought of is you guys do a top 10 planning books every year. And I'm thinking, wow, how do you even start going through that process? Because there's a lot of great books by different publishers out there.
It happens throughout the year. So it's not just, we don't just convene in December and have to read dozens of books at the same time. So we're always keeping an eye on what books are out there. Obviously, authors and publishers are nice enough to let us know when they've published something new. And certainly, some of the news stories that we come across, that we link to, are about recent books that have, made an impact. So we're always trying to cover in the top books list a variety of entry points, those that are widely known, those that might have flown under the radar, and we read them throughout the year. So try to stay on top of it.
You're very busy then.
Very busy. Right.
Well, we're glad we could have you at the National Planning Conference.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be here and to speak with you, and loving what I'm seeing at the conference so far.
Good. We're glad to hear that.